Over 1,000 years ago, rice farmers on the island of Bali developed a sophisticated web of irrigation canals called subak. Subak is also the name of the traditional farmers' cooperatives that bring villages together to help each other in the fields and determine irrigation schedules. Due to its singular obligation to Balinese culture and spirituality, the subak system has never been able to be replicated anywhere else in the world. In 2012, UNESCO designated 5 subaks as World Heritage Sites. UNESCO has mandated that these sites be protected. However, little has been done to do so. Bali is reaching a crucial tipping point. As tourists continue to flood the island in the millions, their demands have had serious negative impacts. Overdevelopment of hotels and villas is disrupting the beauty and integrity of the graceful rice paddy fields. Over 1,000 hectares of rice paddies are transformed into real estate annually. The burden of supplying these developed properties with water has caused half of the native population to lose their direct access to fresh water, and severe water shortages are expected as early as next year. The paradox is that tourists come to walk, view, and photograph the paddy fields, yet the farmer who creates and tends them receives little, if any, economic benefit. Contemporary tourism in Bali is tearing subak landscapes apart, moving farmers off their fields, and eroding the Balinese identity, as it is the farmer who serves as the caretaker of Balinese culture and spirituality. For decades, tourism in Bali has generated wealth for local, national, and multinational businesses. This, in turn, has created revenue for the government. But the farmer who safeguards the landscape, the foundation of Bali's tourist-based economy, continues to be bypassed by these economic gains. As a result, many farmers have no other option than to sell off their ancestral lands to developers. Most farmers are growing a hybrid, chemically treated white rice that was mandated in the 1970s, but does not generate profit or benefit public health. As they vanish, so will the stunning rice terraces, the culture, and the draw for tourists. If this trend is not reversed, Bali's economy, which is based on tourism, will soon collapse. Despite the building frenzy in Bali, enormous areas of fertile agricultural land remain. Yayasan Konservasi Sawah Bali has a plan to conserve the working agricultural landscape. It is modeled after the American Land Trust, which has been successful in conserving land and saving family farms for over 50 years. This mechanism is the only way to truly and legally protect the Sawah and the subak. Sawah Bali has collaborated with Balinese to create a hybrid model for our pilot project, which will be a prototype for land conservation and economic development for farmers. The project, launched in January 2014, involves a single subak comprised of 2 villages that is threatened due to its proximity to the overdeveloped tourist town of Ubud. The subak members have voted unanimously to participate in our project and protect 135 family farms. To conserve the land, each landowner in the subak is paid to agree not to sell their land for development. The farmers retain full ownership of the property and may sell or lease it, but its use will be restricted to agricultural purposes. To create a greater income for farmers, Sawah Bali offers sustained technical assistance for a transition to organic farming with crop diversity, value-added product development, supply chain development, and the creation of small businesses such as agritourism homestays. Finally, farmers will be able to join the rising Balinese middle class on their own land. The Sawah, central to Balinese culture and religion, will remain in the hands of the families who inherited it. We need your help to fund our pilot project. Once funded, this project will distinguish Bali as a place where seemingly inevitable destruction was stopped in its tracks. Thriving sustainable agriculture and dynamic sustainable tourism can flourish here, but only with full financial support, corporate social responsibility, and the acknowledgement of the urgency of this situation. Most Balinese believe that selling one's land is like selling one's own mother. Farmers do not want to let go of their land, but have not, until now, had very many alternative options. Through a successful pilot project, we will unlock the possibility for all Balinese farmers to move into the future while avoiding the cultural and environmental annihilation wrought by globalization and cheap tourism. They will preserve their cultural and natural inheritance and develop small businesses that offer them profits and independence. Further, by supporting Bali's cultural retention, we will strengthen the demographic of the quality cultural tourist. It is our greatest hope that as a stakeholder in Bali tourism, you realize the opportunities created within real corporate social responsibility, not to mention the benefit to your bottom line. With 80% of the island's income derived from tourism, it is of your best interest to support efforts for sustainable tourism and encourage tourists to lengthen their stay. With your help, we will create a new global paradigm for tourism, one in which equal opportunities abound, tradition is upheld, and harmony and respect are fostered between communities and their visitors.